Good morning. It's Antonia, Grammy. Hope everybody's okay today. I'm just drinking my coffee this morning and wanted to say hello to all the tangled up in blue. By the way, Pearl, if you're watching, the coffee is delicious and I'm really enjoying it. Thank you so much. I haven't checked in a couple of days. I went grocery shopping one day. Groceries. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful word, groceries. Like Donald Trump, of course, that's a new word for him, groceries. I've heard that word groceries since I was a young girl. Have to go buy groceries. Have to spend an hour or so in the grocery store, looking for deals and so that we can feed the family on what money we have. And I can remember a time when my sister and I used to go like once every 2 weeks or so. We'd go over to a neighboring town and do our grocery shopping together. And we'd first go by the what they call the Save-A-Lot. We'd go by there and we'd get items there. And then there was another little grocery store that you could go to that was discount, and we'd go in there and get items there. We'd get as much as we could at the Save-A-Lot grocery stores, and then we'd go to the regular grocery store and get what we had to that was left on our list. But first we'd check out the other two. We did that for quite a while together, and it helped because you could find real bargains. Donald Trump and the likes of Donald Trump, they don't understand any of that. I mean, I have one of these little things for my toothpaste where you put the end of it in here and you slide it through so that it pushes all the toothpaste out of the tube. And by the way, I buy the Ultra Bright, which is $1 a tube. I also have this little thing where you put a bottle on the top of it when it's about empty and one underneath it so that every bit of it comes out into the other bottle. When I have lip gloss and it's getting down to where you can't squeeze it all out, I cut off the end of it and I use my little finger and rub in it. And as it gets where I can't get it, I cut off some more until I get down to the bottom, and I use my finger and push it in there and push it all out. I mean, these may seem like little things, but anytime I can save a little money, I do, because that gives me a way to have a little extra money for some enjoyment in life. There's other things that I do, and if I think of them, I know one. Tissue paper. Once in a while I buy a box of tissue, but most of the time it's cheaper to buy a cheap brand of tissue paper from like the dollar store or whatever, 4 rolls for $1 or less, 89 cents sometimes, and I use these cheap rolls of toilet paper for tissue paper. My laundry detergent, I buy it in big plastic jugs. Well, when it gets down to where nothing's coming out, I turn them upside down over a jar. I set them on the porch, and there's about that much over a few days that'll drip out into that jar. And I use that to wash my cars or wash the litter box or anything outside that needs to be washed, washed off with a little bit of soap, then I use that laundry detergent that came out of that jug instead of just tossing it in the trash. Instead of just tossing this in the trash. Instead of just tossing your toothpaste in the trash. Instead of just tossing a bottle that's you can't get any more out, I set it on this for a day and it runs out into the next bottle. Just little things like that I do to help save money. That's what we have to do. Just regular people, we come up with these little ideas and things that help save us money, but so we can, buy more groceries or have a little extra money, like I said, to maybe get out and enjoy something. Donald Trump and his minions don't understand that. They have wealth. They just toss things away. Especially Donald Trump and his weighted on hand and foot. He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. His dad gave him a business to run. And watch Mary Trump. Watch her channel. She'll tell you about Donald Trump and how he was raised. He has no respect for the everyday person. His dad taught him that we are to use. We are just to use so that he can have more and more money. And that's exactly what he's doing to all of us now. And for you people that voted for Donald Trump and bought into the fact, well, it's going to be bad for a little while, but then it'll get better. For those of you that bought into that, how mean is that? To cause pain and suffering on other people, hoping that'll change them to think as you do. That is cruel. And there's a lot of that goes on around here. Somebody does something that people think, oh, they shouldn't have done that or they shouldn't have said that. Well, then they just ignore those people. They don't have anything to do with them. Flesh and blood. They just stay away from them because they don't want anybody to see them. Like, they think it's like condoning what they do, and what they've done is wrong. Hope that makes sense. And then we have Kristi Noem in the Donald Trump administration down there in El Salvador, standing in front of a men's prison. Big cage behind her, full of shirtless men in that cage. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of them that are criminals, but there are probably a lot of them that aren't. But she's standing there in front of that cage with her hands on her hips and a $10,000 watch on her wrist, making a video about how that's what's going to happen to anybody here in America that doesn't think or talk or act like they do. Not just criminals. Anybody that they look at that's different from them. ICE or whatever. And they make this decision right there on the street. We want the proof. We want to see. We want to know that you're arresting people that deserve to be arrested. Not just, oh, well, they've got a tattoo of a rainbow or something on their arm that stands for support of people with dementia or disabled people or whatever, but it's a tattoo. So they swipe them up and they take them off, and the family don't even know where they're at. Just things like that. Protesters that are speaking out at a protest, just using their mouths to speak out about things they think are wrong or things that they believe in that need to be done. But they're not uh, of the same skin color, so they pick them up, men or women, and take them off to prison. When anybody mentions North Korea is a country that keeps everybody in the country. They exclude themselves from everyone else. Like just saying America first. It really means America by itself. America by itself. And if Trump can't make Canada a state or take the land of Mexico and make it America or Greenland America, then it's useless to him. He cares nothing about the people that care about their country. Like I say, I'm just drinking my coffee, hadn't had my breakfast yet. Just wanted to talk to y'all. The mess with the thread techs, headset, with the military operation that they were bombing, and it was just them on that thread text, and somehow that reporter was included on the thread text. I mean, Fox News is acting like that's, oh, well, it's just a mistake, and, we're all just supposed to forget about that when it involves our national security. But, when they talk about that, well, what about Hillary Clinton and what she did? Hillary Clinton admitted her mistakes in that. And it is so different from what happened with Headset. He needs to be fired. Oh, Trump was on The Apprentice, and so you're fired. Well, when he's asked about that situation, well, he didn't know anything about it. That's his usual reply. He knows about it. He knows about everything. Trump's that way. He knows what's going on. I mean, I love that word puppets. They're his puppets. You can watch them and see that. They don't do nothing unless Donald Trump says that's okay or that's good. There's a lot of fishy stuff going on with that thread. I know. It's just wrong. And the way when they were questioned in the hearing, the way all of them answered, just like, nothing was right. They don't admit to anything. They never done anything wrong in their lives. But boy, they sure do like to point at us. Point at us and say, ooh, look what's going on there. Ooh. Just tired of this stuff. And I know everybody else is too. Here at my Tangled Up in Blue tribe, there's a lot of us that are older. And it's just a shame. And it's shameful that we have to live like this every day with this craziness going on. And in my mind, I keep thinking that the Republicans or anybody that voted for Trump, how they couldn't hear or see what was going to happen. He kept saying it, but I guess that was all right. Just say anything you want to. Get them upset, we're going to vote for you. Get them upset, and we're going to vote for you. You're going to make everything okay. Might be hard on us for a little while, but then everything will be good for them. They could care about the rest of us because we're not like them. And you know what? I'm glad I'm not like them. I will never be like them. Never. And I know you're the same way. Oh, and my cigarettes that I smoke. And I need another one right now to have with my coffee. I buy a cheap brand at the dollar store. Oh yeah, I'd rather have a better tasting brand, but I go with the cheaper brand, about almost half price of what the regular brand would cost. So just a way to save a little money, even though I should quit smoking. But you know, I'm sure Donald Trump don't stop throwing his uh, leftover food in the garbage, if there is any, or whatever. That's another thing. When I cook supper, and it's just me and the old man, but if we have leftovers on the stove, I put them in containers and what's left and put it in the refrigerator. Then the next day at lunch, we can have leftover supper for lunch. I don't just throw things away. If bread goes stale, a few pieces of bread in the last part of the pack, or crackers, or chips, or anything, I take it outside and crumble it up off the bank for the birds, or the little animals. I don't just throw it away. Food that's wasted because it got stale. Maybe we won't eat it, but those little varmints and those birds, they like it. Some of these things are just little things, and I'm not suggesting that everybody do it. I'm just saying that's what I've done to try to save a little money. I've also told y'all that I bought a lot of my clothes at the thrift stores. And I like doing that. I really do. It's like a treasure hunt to find something nice, something that fits you. Sometimes you have to go through a lot of things that aren't too good. But when you find something nice, it's it's fun. I bought this top at the thrift store. Don't really have a lot of places to wear it. That's why I put it on today, because I'm going to be switching out my winter clothes to my summer clothes, and some of the things I'd like to try on and see if they still fit me or I like them. And if I know I'm not going to wear them anymore, then I give them to the thrift, wash them and give them to the thrift store. But if they still are nice and I can wear them next winter, I put them up. I've been thinking about taking y'all down to where I grew up and showing you around down there, because I haven't done that yet, and show you where my little high school was. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to do that pretty soon, because the weather is getting nice. And when I went grocery shopping the other day, I got a couple of little potted flowers, and yesterday I put those out in a couple of my little pots outside, and I've done some raking of leaves out of my flower beds and getting ready to do some of those little things. Every time I go to the grocery store, I'll probably get me a couple of little potted flowers and put them in my hanging baskets and around in my flower beds. And what I did yesterday absolutely wore me out because of my age. I just can't do as much as I used to do. Um, it it's just so hard not to have uh, people around you, like other women my age, to get together with, to enjoy some things together with. Um, I don't, I don't understand. I don't understand. We can disagree on things and be passionate about what we disagree on, but I don't understand cruelty. I would never be cruel to somebody. We're all Americans. We're all people, like I've said before, just flesh and blood people. But when people come off acting like, oh, they can't be around you because, you know, they're just superior to you, I guess. That's the way Trump's people act. They're just superior to all of us other people. Now, they wouldn't do that, they wouldn't go to a rock concert or something and jump around and have a good time. Oh, no. They wouldn't sit around a campfire and drink some drinks or have a few beers and laugh and cut up amongst friends. Oh, people might see them and they've got to go to church on Sunday. And, people would be talking about them. They wouldn't get out and, like I do, go to the casino occasionally. Oh, my gosh. Or dance at a dance here in town. Sometimes they have street dances in the summertime, and they just sit around. The few people that go sit around and watch the 3 or 4 couples that are brave enough to get out there and dance a little bit. No, they wouldn't do that. They might look silly. Somebody might laugh at them. Laugh. Somebody might laugh. Oh, let's not laugh. I've said before, it's like they don't know how to have fun because they think fun is bad. If you're laughing, then you've got to be, it's like evil. Be laughing. They can't stand the late night comedy hosts like Stephen Colbert or Jimmy Kimmel. But they can't stand that because they don't know how to laugh at themselves. They can't laugh at themselves. I'm so glad we can laugh at ourselves. I've always been able to laugh at myself and the funny things I do. I get a kick out of it. But oh my gosh, don't laugh at them. No, don't laugh at them because they think that's evil. Or they act like it's evil. Yeah, at this age, it's just hard. I'd just like to be enjoying what few years I've got left on this earth, and I'm going to keep trying to do that, even if it is all by myself. A lot of the times, I'm just going to keep on trying to enjoy what I can enjoy. And maybe I'll get out and about in this community a little more than I have. I dread it. If I do try to, I dread it. When I left this area, it wasn't to get away from my friends or people I'd known all my life that I liked. It was to get away from this area. Not that I don't love the mountains, but I just wanted to be around people that had open minds, that wanted to progress and enjoy their lives, not stay back here and be fearful of everyone and everything, and come off with the attitude that they're better than everybody else, and they've got the right religion, they've got the right idea about everything. If I'm making sense, let me know. If I'm not, let me know. I just wanted to talk a little bit about it. I probably should get my thoughts more together when I start talking. I mean, it's hard when you don't really have anybody to talk to. That's, you get back and forth. Oh. But I love you all, my tangled up in blue tribe. Probably some of you feel like I do. And I've heard from some of you that do. So let's just keep on keeping on. And I do believe there's a God, and my prayer is that these people that are on the other side and agree with all this Trump stuff and this Project 2025, doing away with our health care, public education, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, just all these things that are happening, just bam, 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 like Donald Trump has any kind of empathy for other people. I pray to God that some of these people that voted for this and now feel like, oh, that's not what they voted for. Well, they need to speak up. They need to quit sitting in their houses acting like they're scared of everybody and speak up about what's wrong. You come out and speak up about it instead of acting like you got all the answers and you know what's the right thing to do. And you actually like the cruelty. You sit back and watch it and do nothing and say nothing. You need to come out. You need to say, this is wrong. We need to put a stop to this. Love to you all. Have a good day. And thanks for listening to me with my ramblings. And take care of yourselves. I'll be talking to you later. Grammy and Tony.